Hello, welcome to a very special episode of One on One with Glen and Brent.
I'm Glen.
And I'm Brent. And we're here to unpack all the things that have happened recently with the University of Louisville men's basketball program. As you may have heard, the team has enacted a self-imposed postseason ban effective immediately. This was announced on Friday, which was the
press conference is 1:30 p.m. on Friday.
Friday before Super Bowl Sunday. So clearly the announcement was made with the consideration that it would hopefully disappear in the news cycle as quickly as possible, which of course it hasn't.
It sort of did.
A little bit. It's still front page of CNN today, and it's Tuesday.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. I didn't look.
God damn it. Anyway, what this means, of course, is that, effective immediately, the men's basketball team will not be able to play in the ACC tournament or the NCAA tournament. This leads to a lot of questions. Of course, it shocked everyone. I think everyone, who's kept up with the story of the Katina Powell allegations knew that something was going to be coming down the road. But if you look at investigations like at Syracuse or like at UNC, where it's been like 2 years or something now, where they've been looking into that, I think we all kind of felt like we had more time to worry about this.
Right. It was a gut punch.
Yeah, it was completely unexpected by everyone. And apparently, the decision came from Tom Jurich. That's what Rick has said. And because immediately there was a lot of backlash and calling for the head of President Ramsey. But Rick has come out and said it was Tom Jurich's decision. And what does it mean? Aside from the obvious, the question on everyone, the outrage is that, this team, who had nothing to do with anything that happened before, including especially our two graduate transfers, Damian Lee and Trey Lewis, who came here for the express purpose of playing in the NCAA tournament, are now, that dream is gone. For something that they were not a part of, something that happened as long as 3 years ago, maybe, whenever Andre McGee left, more or less, I think is where the allegations tend to taper off.
I think they say 2010 through 2013 is when stuff happened.
So there seem to be two schools of thought, and I've read everything I can read about this thing. Some people say, well, the NCAA expects you to act as soon as you find there's wrongdoing. They expect you to, fine yourself or patrol yourself and impose sanctions, and they'll look on you more favorably. But I've heard just as often that it doesn't matter what we do. The NCAA will complete their investigation, and there's still probably more coming down the pike, and this may not have helped us at all. So, if you weigh that and you say, what could the possible outcome? The outcome is going to be bad for us regardless. How do you feel about it? My personal feeling is the only people paying when you do a self-imposed ban like this are the students who are currently there. They are the only people being affected by this. None of the people who were at the school at the time are being hurt by it. The coach isn't being hurt by it. The AD, the school, no one's paying a fine or anything. Only the kids are being hurt. Whereas if you let the NCAA investigation, run its course, we could have gone ahead and played the kids this year, and who's to say what would happen down the road? Now, by taking the penalty, it seems like they're trying to stop something more extreme from happening, like a huge fine, possibly even the vacating the 2013 championship. But at the end of the day, even though I don't want that to happen, I would rather that happen than these kids not get to play right now, because the people who were there in 2013 may have had some part to play in this, whereas the kids playing now have nothing to do with it at all. So it's completely unsatisfactory, and I don't really know that it's going to help us in the long run. Now your take.
I agree. No, well, it's tough because I don't know how things like this work. I don't know what conversations the NCAA had with Jurich and everyone. What bothers me about the whole thing is that it was so strategically done. It's this punishment that only hurts this year, which hurts just this year's team, announced right before the Super Bowl, halfway through ACC play, so it's really not going to necessarily affect next year's recruits. It doesn't give current players the chance to leave. It just kind of minimizes the hurt. It just seems like they planned this ahead of time. I find it hard really to believe that they didn't know until just the other day, really?
Right.
I don't know. Maybe.
Well, they're saying what they found out Thursday and then informed Rick on Thursday, and then they told the team on Friday. That's the timeline.
Yeah,
roughly?
I mean, I guess you got to take it all at its word. It just seems so much like they sat around and said, what will hurt us the least? And that means it's going to hurt Lee and Lewis. And I don't like it. But as far as setting that aside, as far as should we have done it this way or just waited till the NCAA do their thing, I don't know. The game is punish yourself first. So I guess I'm fine with that rather than waiting to see what hammer might come down because, they could give us the Penn State, which was, crushing punishment.
Yeah, I mean, there could definitely be more on the way. But in my heart, is as much as I love the team and I love the kids, and I just am so displeased with how the whole thing went down that it's just left a bad taste in my mouth. We still have some games left to go to. We're still going to go. We have season tickets. We're going to go see all the games, see the kids. But my heart's not in it. So if my heart isn't in it, who's
No matter what, it's not right for Lee and Lewis. Now here they're stuck, and they came here just to get a taste of the NCAA tournament and all that, but they're not going to get it now. You'd think that they'd be able to just transfer out because this is unfair. They can't do that. So it's just kind of sickening, really. Yeah. Because these kids, their dreams are gone.
Yeah.
Those dreams, anyway.
And how will this affect, recruits coming in? Are we going to see recruits go back on their commitments? Or are we going to see,
that's where the strategic thing happened. The recruits look at this and they think, well, it doesn't affect me. This is all going to be over by, April.
What about players transferring out? Do you think we can look to see Mango or anyone else going out? Potential seniors for next year? Are they going to have a worry that next year is going to come down under the gun too?
It's possible, but they probably look at it like that. They think, well, it's all going to be kind of over. Maybe Coach Rick will be suspended for a few games, but that's not a big deal. He'll still be sort of there in spirit. It'll
be curious to see what the NCAA comes down with. If you weigh what happened at Louisville, which is wrong, clearly, I don't want anyone to think that I want us to be off the hook. I mean, I've always felt like you want to be a fan of a program that's run with integrity and honesty, and if these allegations, which we still don't know the whole story yet because they can't comment on it until the investigation's over.
That's what makes it all.
That's what's maddening. We don't know what they know. We don't know what's been said, but you want to be a fan of a program that's run the right way. So, if they got a clean house and they got to get rid of Jurich and Rick and everyone else, that's fine. I'm fine with all that. I just wish the kids weren't being hurt right now. So, the question of Pitino. Some people think he should go. Some people think he should stay. The question is, did he know anything? He claims he doesn't. I tend to believe that because I know he's smart enough to know that something like that would not go unnoticed eventually. You want to give him the benefit of the doubt to know that a coach like Rick Pitino is going to know, oh, this could get us in really big trouble down the line.
That's, if you're doubting him, that's the thing to say to yourself. Would this person who's been around for 40 plus years in college basketball, would he think that something like this could go away and no one would see it?
Clearly, yeah. No, so I don't think he knew anything about it. Then the allegation is, well, not allegation, but the line of reasoning is, well, he's the head coach, he should know. But you can't know everything that every kid does 24 hours a day.
But did he create a culture where something like this would happen?
That's the other question. So that's where I'm at, where I love Rick, and I love what he's done for the program, but at this point, as a culture, are we better off with the house cleaning that brings in something new, or are we better off staying with Rick to let him sort of lead us through another troubling time?
I could be persuaded either way, but I tend to stay on the side of Rick. Yeah, I think I'd rather see him stay. I mean, how many times have we talked about how great Andre McGee was? And that's what he thought too. He was
just a judge of character.
He was a smart guy. He seemed like a nice guy. I mean, I wouldn't have thought that he would do something so nuts.
He was one of my all-time favorite players because of his defensive tenacity. And same way. You think, that's a good kid.
So maybe that's what Rick thought. He's like, I can trust this kid to do whatever. I don't have to really watch him.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, what is the answer? We don't have it. But I am, as a fan, disappointed for so many reasons, but most of all for the kids. And
You want to say, Liam Lewis, thanks for all you've done. Let's help you get to the NBA. But we can only do so much because we're useless.
Yeah, we are not helpful, and no one cares what we think, anyways.
But if oh my,
go ahead and finish your thought while the freak's back there.
I was just going to say the freak, the creep can chime in. If Pitino were to go, who do you think would replace him? I have someone in mind that came to my mind earlier today.
Oh yeah,
and I want to see what you think.
Okay, well, who is it?
Well, he's not. He's a former NBA coach, former NBA player. Was coached by Pitino, very popular with players. Would bring in recruits. Mark Jackson.
Mark Jackson.
His son was a player for us for a while. Mark Jackson. What do you think?
I like it. I don't have anything better.
I have something better.
What's that?
I nominate myself as the owner of the Louisville Cardinals and part owner of the entire NCAA. I can do the best job coaching that you could ever hope to see.
Well,
in your pitiful little lives.
As the owner of the Cardinals, I think you have a lot of explaining to do. That in fact, maybe you should be stepping down and exonerating the people who were being.
Yeah. How did you not know what was going on?
Yeah. Did you know what was going on?
That's what people like Pitino and the players are for, to throw under the bus while I continue to cash my paychecks, always above suspicion, floating around in the background, unseen, having sex with women. Indeed, gentlemen, that is what it's all about in life.
Well, that's disheartening. I hate to hear that. Well,
but the parent. Did you talk to the parents about this? Or
here's the thing.
We're wrapping.
You should probably know. The NCAA has been investigating, and while you may seem to think that this punishment is harsh, the NCAA, I own both. The NCAA, they mandated executions for these children, gentlemen. Executions. Murders. I saved their lives. I said no.
I don't think any of that's true.
Let's just not let them play for a little while. That's all.
Okay, well, none of that's true. Okay, well,
that was discouraging, what he was saying.
Then none of that's true. You don't listen to him. So,
true.
It's been established that he's the owner of these things.
He's a liar. Okay, he's a hand puppet. Look.
That's it. No.
All right.
That doesn't change anything.
It changes everything. So.
It changes nothing.
All right. All right, so, folks, that's all we have to say. Actually, we have a whole lot more to say. We could talk about this all night, but we won't. At the end of the day, we're sad. Very sad.
Brent, I got one question for you.
Uh-huh.
Who got my back?
I got your back. Family on 3. 3, 2, 1. Family. Please follow us on Twitter at Glen and Brent, with Glen and Brent, at Brent. I don't know what the Twitter is. Danny, put it right here?
No, put it here.
Okay. And please email us at busquestions@hotmail.com. I don't know any of the things. Check out our YouTube channel, 2 Men 1 Couch. Check out our other show, Bits and Brews at something, and etc.
Check out our magazine at Barnes & Noble. You can get it on the rack.
All right. And that's all we have to say, folks. Go Cards. Be strong. Card strong.